call the first time for everything. Are you sure you want to do this? Chip asked me. As sure as I'll ever be, I said, feeling surer even as the words came out of my mouth. After all, what kind of a tease would I be if I backed out of the bukkake party I'd organized for myself? It all started with truth or dare. I'm a wordy girl and will always pick truth over dare, even though I consider myself pretty gutsy. But without truth, without words, without syllables spilling out into sentences, dares don't make any sense. They're just reckless actions of the sort performed by drunk boys in late-night race cars, rather than the magnificent grace of a tightrope walker or bungee jumper. I want to be the daredevil superhero girl of sex, but will be going where few, if any, of my peers have gone before. If I go with a dare, it's of my own making, one that really does push me right up to my limits, not just where an envious partygoer would like to see me go. The truth is, I'm a thrill seeker. Oh, sorry, I had to interrupt myself to say that a lot of my stories are true stories, but this one is fictional. Before I read the next paragraph. Not that there's anything wrong with any of the things that are in the next paragraph. I've done some of them, just saying. I'm the girl who's been there, done that, and gone on to relish telling the story over and over again. I've had sex with men and women, in groups, in public, in dungeons. I've had all manner of sex toys, real and improvised, shoved into my pussy. I've been fucked underwater and spanked on camera. I've said yes to things simply to shock other people. I've used a violet wand and a magic wand and a TENS unit. I've had all my toes shoved into a greedy bottom's mouth. I've made a girl profess her love to me the first night I met her, all because of the way I wielded my fist. I'm only 24, but let's just say I get around. I prefer being single because it gives me room to play the field without worrying about hurting anyone's feelings. I like to come home at 6 a.m. once in a while, do the quick 2-hour cat nap, shower, and change, using the memory of the night before to fuel me when the lack of sleep threatens to kick in. I'm the one my friends call on for advice, even referring me around to curious but shy friends. Oh, call Caitlin, she'll know. Yes, that's me, the girl who's done just about everything and everyone, whose little black book is actually a massive journal scrawled with names and stories and phone numbers and Polaroids, a glorious jumble of limbs and cocks and breasts and lips, ones I've never sought to try to untangle into a neat, tidy, chronological history. Sex has always been the starting point, never the end, to any inquiry about who I am. It's the gateway drug to, well, more sex, to finding out more about how I operate, what buttons I like having pushed, and which I set permanently to caution. This utterly carnal lifestyle is balanced with the hours, days, weeks, years worth of fantasies that must jumble together until I'm compelled to act. I'm not just an ethical slut, I'm a thoughtful one too. The time I spend thinking about sex, pondering its every nuance and possibility, far exceeds the time I spend engaging in it, and I'm perfectly happy with that uneven ratio. So when Sally asked me what my deepest, dirtiest, darkest fantasy was, during what had, up till that point, been a rather tepid game of truth or dare, bra size, and taking one big bite of everything in the refrigerator among the highlights, I told her, and the whole room. I want to do bukkake. I mean, be on the receiving end. I want to be lying naked on the floor and see a circle of cocks all pointing at me. I want a round of boys to want me so badly they'll get naked in front of each other, press their dicks up in my face while I beg them to come all over me. I want them to take turns shoving their cocks down my throat, slapping them against my lips, rubbing them on my skin and my hair, doing whatever the hell they please. Maybe I'll be tied up, though then that would deprive me of the pleasure of giving 2 hand jobs at once. I don't know exactly how it would work, but it's been a mainstay of my fantasy life for years. I paused, mentally highlighting the vision in my mind. I swallowed hard and blinked rapidly, trying to get back into the present. Yeah, I finished quietly, breathless, my eyes closed, almost ready to cry. Some fantasies are too primal, too out there, too real to ever admit, even to ourselves. But it was true. Just thinking about all those anonymous cocks close enough to taste, close enough to smell, close enough to swallow, had my panties soaking wet. I wasn't the only one who was intrigued with the idea. Everyone started asking me logistical questions, their eyes lit up, the tension in the room palpable. but I shushed them. It's just a fantasy. You asked for the truth, and you got it. If you really want me to go through with it, catch me next time I say dare. I didn't mean to sound so haughty, but then again, I hadn't meant to reveal something so intimate when everyone else was only sharing the most superficial of details. I hugged my arms to myself, beyond blushing. What does it say about a girl that she dreams of jizz raining down on her face, dreams of being a sex object in the most extreme fashion, in the way that some girls dream of getting married? What does it say about me that after I went home, the idea just wouldn't go away? I thought it was one of those fantasies that could never come true, and even if it could, that it would be pushing things, even for me. Right, I'm gonna stop there.